of a once-in-a-lifetime presentation and celebration of the 40th anniversary of Haarlem Nocturne. And we are going to go briefly behind the scenes with the star, the creator, the composer, the director, and also, of course, the Tony Award and Triple Crown winner, Grammy. We could go on and on. So many awards. Everyone knows him. Everyone loves him. That's Andre DeShields.
Oh, no, you're talking about me.
Yes. I'm so thrilled that you took a moment out from right before this show that you conceived.
But
It's
let me tell
opening.
you, let me tell the folks out there, your audience,
Yes.
this is Joan Allen. Does one say no to Joan Allen? I don't think so.
Oh, I am honored and so thankful
Thank
that
you very much.
that you took this time, especially on opening night of such
Yes,
a great
indeed.
production.
Yes, indeed.
So tell our viewers a little bit about the inception, because this was conceived 40 years ago.
40 years ago,
Yes.
1984, at La Mama. If you don't know about La Mama, it's located on East 4th Street in the Village, and it was founded and headed for many years by Ellen Stewart, who is considered the mother of world theater. It was my first artistic home when I came to New York in 1973. And I worked at La Mama every year. So fast forward to 1984. La Mama's cabaret was in the basement of the building next to the boiler room. So it was already a hot, intimate place. And I asked Ellen Stewart if I might have an opportunity to do something from the heart as opposed to using a script or that sort of thing. And she said yes. During that time, we were all much younger than we are now. It was before any of us had marquee names. And we were in the East Village, just sort of bumping into each other and creating things together and hoping that something would jump off. Marc Shaiman and I thought, let's do something together. Let's just sit down and hum and sing and make up some lyrics and see what we can do about it. As a matter of fact, it was so organic that 40 years later, we now have to sit down and write charts. Because then we were like, oh, hum this, and I'll hum that. And just hold it in your heart. And the next time you do it, it will have grown, it will have matured. We had no idea that it was going to have a 40-year lifespan. But shortly after we became a cult hit at La Mama, we moved uptown to the Latin Quarter, which is now the Renaissance Hotel, where 7th Avenue and Broadway cross. When they talk about Times Square being the crossroads of the world, that's where we were. And here we are because of the insight and business acumen of Jennifer Tepper, who books 54 Below. And she said, Andre, wouldn't you like to refresh, as we say now in the technological world, Haarlem Nocturne? I said, let me scratch my head about that one. And it took months, because at the time she asked, Marc was doing Some Like It Hot. You know, Marc isn't something you have to shake a stick at. He's the man. So I called Marc Shaiman. We all know who Marc Shaiman is. And I said, I just had this interesting conversation with Jennifer Tepper. What do you think? And he went, yeah, let's do it. Now, we are here with one of the original women, Frida Williams. I asked all of the three women, but one who's working in Hollywood wasn't available, and another who works on that Enthusiasm show. What's the name of that show? Control Your Enthusiasm?
Curb.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes, thank you.
She's on that show. So she wasn't available. So we found two fresh, young divas. And I refer to them as my rhinestone rock star boogie woogie doll babies. And here we are.
So for those who obviously weren't able to see the show, including myself, thank you for giving us the history.
A little bit of it, yeah, just a little bit of that
about
history.
it, because even in the bio it mentions the Latin Quarter, but it doesn't mention La Mama, and most of my viewers are very much familiar with that.
Yeah,
theater.
yeah.
So, but tell us a little bit about the theme, you know, what exactly is Haarlem
Well,
Nocturne?
first of all, when we conceived Haarlem Nocturne at La Mama, it was 90 minutes long. We're here at 54 Below, where the cap on the length of a performance is 70 minutes. So we had to find judiciously how to edit 20 minutes from the show. So because it's about, not Haarlem Nocturne per se, but because our process is about entertainment, enlightenment, and ecstasy, we had to edit most of the storytelling,
Okay.
right? So it's 66 minutes of music that connects intergenerationally who we are. And although we avoid the deep politics, but what we're trying to share with the folks is, why do we choose to live from political polarities, extremes, when what we should be doing is coordinating, cooperating, collaborating, having a good time? So that's what's at the heart of Haarlem Nocturne, spelled with 2 A's, just to tease you into doing a little research. Because before this was New York, it was New Amsterdam.
Yes, I looked that up.
But good.
I thought originally it might have been because of your name, Andre.
No.
Put a little A in
Because it's unfortunate that if it hasn't happened in the past 2 weeks, we don't know about it, you know?
And that's why
So, but now that all you have to do is to press a button and history unfolds for you, I thought, let me tease people and see who's going to go in there and say, what's this about Harlem spelled with 2 A's? Oh! And then they can come to the experience, right?
Yes.
With a foundation.
Yes.
And do some connecting for themselves.
Right, because many will not be able to read these stories, this history in books.
Right.
So fortunately, that part is online.
Yeah,
and
it is.
However, you know, this was 1984, and what I did read, which I found intriguing, and I think so much a part of you, and why we rushed down not only to see your glorious performances, but because you have so much history. Well, the press called you a bad boy, and I thought in 1984, yes, I said, we gotta let this world know, before all these bad boys, yes indeed, before
Bad boy number one.
This is the
Come on.
the griot. He is the first. He's the original.
I'm the
bad
sauce.
Boy. That's why he's the original bad boy. So I know that brings you back. Why do you think they were calling you bad boy then?
Because I was a Chicago actor, and they don't know what to do with actors from Chicago. Because we created DIY, do it yourself, do it your way. Find a little hole in the wall and fill it with beauty. And
Wow.
then we brought it to New York, and they said, oh, why didn't we think of that first?
But I was struck by what you actually said in response to the press at that time. You were talking about the fact that they pigeonholed performers, thinking that all they could do, especially I assume black performers, is sing and dance.
Yeah.
And they did not want them to speak out
That's
about
correct, that's
the
correct. But
conditions.
I can speak.
Yes.
I am literate, which makes the connection from being the original bad boy to Hadestown, for which I won my Tony for my ability at literacy.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tony and Triple Crown winner.
There you go.
Everyone knows what that is,
There
so
you
many
go.
awards. But it did remind me of that,
Right.
conversation also, I think, with LeBron, where someone said, just shut up and dribble. And I think at that time, that's what you were saying. I'm so glad that you are articulating that now. What would you like people to come away with in viewing this show
Well, I say
today?
this in the show. I want people to come away with this message, which is Ubuntu. It's a word taken from the network of languages spoken in southeastern Africa. And it means I am because you are. And if we could embrace that, then we could look toward the future with open eyes and see the beauty that's promised us if we simply come together and say, hello, brother. Hello, sister.
Absolutely, yes.
The youth know about my Tony Acceptance Award speech because they even quoted to me, right? So remember my 3 cardinal rules for longevity and sustainability. You know what they are.
And if you don't, you better look it up, right? Or we will rerun it. Thank you so much.
Oh, love.
Thank you so much.
I am Andre DeShields on Inside New York.
All right.
When the sun starts rising in